casting the minor characters was very difficult, and casting minor characters that were reliable and could be there was even more difficult, especially with us filming mostly in the summer. So
we lost some people.
We gained some people.
We gained a lot of people. That was weird.
Yeah, he came back from Sri Lanka, and all of a sudden there was like 5 more people. It was nice having Emily Klein play Jenny, Sawyer's best friend, just because in real life Emily Klein and I are very close. So I had a lot of fun filming with her, and I think she pulled off Jenny pretty well.
Jenny was one of my favorite characters.
On to Mark. Mark's character was a bit of a disaster casting-wise. We started with Zach, who took a very...
He was phenomenal, but he had to go.
Yeah, I think the thing was Theo, who plays Mark in the later episodes, and Zach, who played it in the pilot, had 2 very different versions of who Mark was. So that was interesting to work with, like, 2 very different types of Mark. Theo was a lot of fun to work with, but he didn't come in until the very end.
Also, I had probably as many scenes with Zach in the pilot as I had with Theo in the rest of the season, which was weird.
Then there was Helena. Helena and Theo were attached to the hip. It kind of segregated Eco Club just because Emily and I were so close, and Helena and Theo were so close. So you can see in a lot of the scenes with us that it is separated. But I feel like Mark and Autumn are kind of best friends, and Jenny and Sawyer are. And then there's just Wing. They're non-binary, and I still haven't gotten that down because Robin, who plays Wing, is she, her.
The weird thing about Eco Club is that I had a lot of scenes with them in the pilot, and then after that, we did not interact for the most part, as Scout got caught up in his own things. But the Eco Club was the most reliable friend group in terms of the narrative. Like, they showed up the most, they happened to be the most relevant. And so it was interesting to sort of see how that group took shape over the course of the scripts, and then the different actors, and then having to add an extra person for scheduling purposes.
Yeah. Eco Club had a lot of weird things. Like, Robin was there, and then she went to camp, and then we didn't know if we were ever going to get her back, and then we had to switch Mark's actor, and we added Helena's character pretty late in the production. So there was a lot of mishaps, but I think overall, Eco Club turned out pretty good.
Gray is Scout's best friend, played by Lexi, and she is an interesting character because she is a very intelligent stoner with a heart of gold, in that she sort of takes Scout under her wing, even though he's done nothing to deserve it, and continually gives him the benefit of the doubt, which does not necessarily end well for her.
Yeah. It was really great having Lexi on the production. I think her as a person fit Greg pretty well. It was nice having her around on set, even though she didn't have that many scenes.
And she went through a lot of trouble to help get things moving towards the second half, so that was nice.
Yes, she did. She did help a lot with the production. Even with a minor character role, she helped with settings, and she gave us Angelica and Andrew's house, and
That's true.
we used the back of her woods, and it was good having her around.
The Soccer Bros were the hardest to
Bros.
cast, honestly, because this, Eric himself, he really didn't want to do it, but he had to. He just was. This wasn't his kind of thing, and we wouldn't have wanted to force him into it, but we literally couldn't find anyone else. And he did a really good job, all things considered, with that, because he knocked it out of the park, and it wasn't something that he thought he was going to do a really good job at. And meanwhile, the other Soccer Bros just faded in and out.
Yeah. Eric was a very steady person with it. I think he did a really good job with Kurt, but really, Kurt is Eric. I think that's why he did so well with it. He rewrote a lot of lines. He really helped shape Kurt as a character, so I don't think Kurt would have been Kurt without Eric. Meanwhile, you're right. The other soccer bros were difficult. We started out with Ferris playing one of the friends. He's Indian. And then we went to Ben, who's Asian. And then we went to Josh, right? Who's white. So that was a mess.
So it wasn't necessarily that the one character was changing races. It was just this really weird situation where Kurt had a different friend with him like every time.
Yeah. It was interesting. We brought a lot of the soccer bros on pretty last minute. Usually they were there for one filming day and then they were just gone again.
Angelica's friends are interesting in that. I think that they do care about her a lot and they want the best for her, but they never end up terribly involved in the overarching story.
Yeah, they just kind of...
Like, they have this one...
They're just there on the sidelines.
They have this one pretty important in the second to last episode where they help point some things in the right direction. But other than that, they just aren't... They're there. Like, they'll support her if she needs to, but Angelica's pretty self-supporting, so, like, she... And considering that she's got Scout on her side, she doesn't really need anyone else.
Yeah. No, they didn't really have a huge role. I will say that Olivia did a good job playing Georgia. She did a good job playing a mean girl, kind of. That's what it came across as.
She was funny.
Yeah, and Jessica, who plays Lily, when we added her to the casting crew, we did not realize how big of a part she would play in it, even if her character didn't play a huge role.
Yeah. She
ended up becoming casting director, and she also helped a lot with producing, and she was there throughout the whole thing, so that was nice. Elliot and his friends were very hard to cast. Elliot's setting was very hard to find, and the fake drugs that we used were also very hard to get, so the whole Elliot storyline was very...
Also, I can't write drugs since I don't do drugs. So
there are a few special names that we want to mention.
Yes.
I think we should start with Olivia and Jess.
Yes, we should start with Olivia and Jess.
In case we ever have a reason to use a brief rundown on Olivia. Olivia Merriman came into this production fairly late also. Not as late as some other people, but definitely pretty late in it. And she just casually, edited together the entire pilot, and she helped film a lot of stuff. She did a lot of she just came on board and did a bunch of stuff, and it was really weird because we were just who is this? Why is she so good at this? Why is she helping us? There's nothing there for her. Is she real?
Other than that, she didn't really act in it, but she was a very huge part of this production.
Yeah,
and we're thankful that we got her. We did most of the stunts probably because she choreographed them.
Yeah.
And she's also helped with music, producing, casting, directing, filming, everything pretty much.
Yeah, she's one of our people who sort of did a little bit of everything, like Matt.
Wow, it was awesome. I mean, I love working with them so much. They're awesome.
Great people to get to know and meet.
Absolutely.
And work with.
I mean,
they're talented, very talented.
Beyond, working as a professional, or none of this is professional.
No.
But beyond working, the work standpoint. I mean, they're just great people to know.
Yeah.
And what I really adore about both of them is they bring every time they bring this optimism and this excitement to make it, they always have something good to say about the production, and I think that it's more than they know. It's helped us move forward. Just in their attitude and their optimism has really pushed us forward as a production, kept our hopes up. We hit some dark spots, hit some really sad points in the production where we were pretty sure that this wasn't going to make it, and it beams of light.
Yeah, I
that
agree.
are Olivia and Jess.
They both
were incredibly helpful in bringing us to our final project.
They both brought like interesting technical skills. Like Olivia, she has editing know-how that she knows. She also has experience with like filming and camera angles.
Yeah, fight
choreography, acting, and then Jess, she's just been doing theater for a long time, and so she's helpful and is a good resource to give opinions on things.
Fantastic voice, fantastic. They're both fantastic musicians.
They are multi-talented, and it's helped. Both of them, I believe, they're going to be seniors this year, so they're a year younger than us, I believe both of them are. And so I feel like some of their optimism comes from the fact that we were all like trudging through senior year for the most part, just like, we were exhausted.
About college.
Yeah.
And they
were like in a much happier place school-wise, I think also because they're both homeschooled, and so like just that, their optimism stemming from, I feel like they're like, they had more, because of the way their lives were going, I want to say like they were able to channel their optimism about their futures and stuff into like us trying to get through, and so I feel like
what can be said about them, and only them really, is their faith in the production is unshakable.
Yes.
So
even though we brought them in later in the process, neither of them were with us at the beginning, but
where I would have
been
lost
with
faith
us
after when I started to lose faith. Which happened to all of us.
It did. At some point.
It didn't happen to them, and I think that's worth everything. In the production.
About Robin, we could talk about
Robin.
Robin brought Olivia and Jess to us. She
Sorry?
did. Robin brought Olivia and Jess.
Oh
to us.
yeah. Robin is a fantastic actress. She was working with us in Pippin around the time that we were working on 2 as well. She was always fun to work with, and this goes for Lexi. This goes for all of the recurring characters that
Eric.
We could mention here. I mean, it would be sort of redundant to go through every single name, but I mean every recurring character is so much fun to be with.
Amazing.
And they bring an energy that really we need.
And almost every single one of them helped us behind the scenes at some point. Some of them helped us write, some of them helped us schedule, some of them helped us film and edit. And so everyone was just, even though it started off as just six-ish people just trying to get this done, and we added so many people, and everyone was just always so willing to kind of join in on this production for the most part. And was just ready to commit their entire schedule, and I'm just really grateful for just everyone in this cast.
I mean, we are truly blessed to have worked with every single one.
Yes.